Hello, my friends. Can you see me? I just dashed into my motel room. How's my audio? Just an informal program tonight. Does anybody see me out there? Checking 1, 2, 3, 4. I like this kind of background wall. Oh, so you're out there. All right. Thanks, my friends. Informal lesson tonight. I'm in Washington State for a conference. I want to talk just a little bit about some of our latest ideas. Just give me a sense one more time. Audio, video, look okay? All right. Let's first of all just get a reaction to how the Super Improver wall is going for everybody. Teach, thank you so much. Do keep my family in your prayers. Nancy, good to see you. Kate Bowski. Who's using Super Improver's wall? How's it going? Yes, I think it's a little early in the year. Let me give you a couple of new ideas for the Super Improver's wall. So first of all, let's don't start it until week 2 or week 3. I think that's fine. Also, we want to, as you know, always have some stuff in our back pocket. Here's an idea that I think is going to be very powerful. What if we had at least 2 kinds of stars on the Super Improver's wall? One is a star for any sort of improvement that we see. A second is a star, perhaps that we put in a circle. That's going to be our critical thinking star. So both stars are worth the same amount, but we want to highlight what is going to be the most important activity as we move towards Common Core, which is critical thinking. How are we doing the critical thinking thing? I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but first I want to get your reaction. What do you think about Super Improver's wall with 2 kinds of stars? Just remember that they both count for the same amount, but make a big deal of it when you put that circle star up there. Wow, that really means I'm seeing some improvement in your ability to think critically. I'm also putting together a PowerPoint Super Improver's wall, and the idea there is that you could put it, you could project it, and the nice thing about the PowerPoint is that I'm setting it up so you've only got about 9 names on one screen, so there's plenty of room on the screen to put in your stars, put in your circle stars. Another thing I'm thinking about the PowerPoint Super Improver's wall is you could type in what a kid's personal goal is. Like you could say, you know what, John wants to work on neatness in his writing. Mary wants to work on her math scores. So with the PowerPoint Super Improver's wall, you could add interesting kinds of notations. PowerPoint Super Improver's wall should be done in about a week. And I'm looking for some reaction to that. You know, my friends, I am in the cheapest motel I could find. But this background looks so classy. I'm in a Super 8 way out in nowhere in Washington. Looks like I'm in a studio here. Circle won't show. Well, put some radiating stars around it or something. But think about that. There's other kinds of doodads we could add to the Super Improvers Wall. One more thing I want to talk about for the Super Improvers Wall is, first of all, my friends, maybe you don't know what the Super Improvers Wall is. Yes, I know, Beatty. I'm going to look here and see exactly where our Super Improvers Wall is in our video. Here we go. Let's take a look at the screen. Super Improvers Wall, folks, is program 503 right here. Let's go back. So here's another idea for the Super Improvers Wall. Many times we want the whole class to work on something. So what if there's going to be a little box off to the side, and that's for team points. So let's say we want everybody to work on keeping their hands to themselves when they line up, or picking up their math scores, or neatness in writing. And if everybody does that, then it's time to give everybody a chance at a point. So you're going to put a star in the team box. Now here's the deal. If a kid is at 9 points and ready to move up, then that team point is going to help them move up. But we only leave the team points up for 1 week. Next week it's new team points. So they only count for you if you can use them to move up a level. So let's say it's Wednesday and you're Joan and you've got 7 stars and your class gets a team point. That means you've got 8 stars, and if you can earn 2 more stars that week, boom, you move up a level. That's a way of rewarding everybody, kind of giving it to them and taking it away. If you're not familiar with the Super Improvers Wall, do look at that broadcast 503. It is a way for rewarding and encouraging improvement. So 2 ideas I just talked about for the Super Improvers Wall. 1, Liberty K, yes, I'm trying to work out an Indianapolis thing, but there may be a financing problem. So 2 ideas for the Super Improvers Wall. We're just talking casually tonight. 1 is have your regular stars, 10 stars on a kid's name, moves them up a color level, and then make a special kind of star for a critical thinking activity. Let's take a look at some of our recent work on critical thinking. I want to direct you to where I've been kind of thinking out loud and getting pretty good response. Let me go to our Facebook page. And I'm at a real slow internet connection, so be patient with me, my friends. Here's the Whole Brain Teaching Facebook page. If you haven't been there recently, go there. What I've been doing is I've been posting questions and answers. So let's go through these questions and answers about critical thinking. Let's let the page catch up to us. I'm going to keep scrolling down. First thing is, and again folks, this is an informal talk tonight. It's not a webcast. I just made it to my hotel room in time to come online with you. So the first question we asked on the Facebook is, what is critical thinking? We need a nice, simple definition. And here's a definition which I offered, what I'm going to slightly modify tonight. Our definition is critical thinking is supporting an opinion with lots of strong evidence. Let's just slightly revise that. Critical thinking is supporting an idea with lots of strong evidence. Idea is more of a generic term. Opinion, view, position, claim, statement. Let's use idea. Critical thinking is supporting an idea with lots of strong evidence. Now let's continue this exploration in cartoon form, my friends, of critical thinking that's going on Facebook. And I've got some stuff that no one's ever heard about. I'm going to reveal it tonight. So my next question is, what is the simplest form of critical thinking? And notice Biffy Bluebird is leading the discussion. And my answer posted on Facebook is this. Critical thinking at its simplest. Teacher prompt because blank. Let's talk about that. So your prompt is, I like James and the Giant Peach because, and kids, I want you to fill in that blank as many times as you can. Or, rule number 1 is a good rule because, fill in that blank as many times as you can. So the simplest form of critical thinking that I can think of, you give them the idea and the because, and then they fill in the piece of evidence. So what we'll do is we'll have a little assignment here for my online audience. Let's go full screen. The assignment is, give me some examples of how you'd use that teacher prompt. I'm going to go to where I can see the chat window. So what are some examples of teacher prompts that you could use at the simplest level of critical thinking? Because my friends, before long, and I mean tonight, that's why I rushed here, I'm going to reveal what I don't think we've ever talked about before, and that is, what is the most important critical thinking skill? So I'm watching our answers here. Kate, Susan, glad to hear that you have dates in place for your mini conferences. Send them to me in an email. So is my audio not working here, Ponzi? Anybody still out there? You guys are just like kids in the back of the room. You're talking about this other stuff here. Yes, Daisy D. I'm glad to see, Daisy D, that you're listening to Coach and not chatting with your friends there. It's a little fuzzy. All right. Hands and eyes? Yeah, that's good, Daisy D. Audio is very fuzzy. Okay, my friends, I think that is a function. I think that is a function of being way out in the plains of Washington State. That's a good one. Walking the hallways quietly is important because we come to school because. D-Bro, is it clear in Ohio? Audio is going in and out, Susan. I'm sorry. Can I speak louder? This is it. Otherwise, I have people pounding on the walls. All right. I'm just going to give you a idea that I'm going to develop. Yeah, there are too many colors. You should only be in black or red. If you're in red, my friends, that means that you are a whole brain teaching guru. Otherwise, Dr. Bro, etc. M. Santos, please go back to black. All right, Susan. You know, here's the thing. I don't want to spoil this really, really good idea with. All right, I'm going to give it to you. Here is the fundamental skill in critical thinking. And that is the ability to distinguish between weak and strong evidence. So, for example, if you say, I like to eat bananas because they're yellow, that's weak evidence. I like to eat bananas because they taste good, that's strong evidence. I think it will rain today because it rained on this day last year, that's weak evidence. I think it will rain today because that was the weather forecast and I see dark clouds over the mountains. That's strong evidence. Until a kid can tell the difference between weak and strong evidence, and the classes are coming off, until a kid can tell the difference between weak and strong evidence, it's impossible for them to think critically and well. Are you focused on what I'm saying here? Even though it's an informal broadcast, I'm getting a little heated up. This is a big point. Now, how do we teach kids, 3D, how do we teach kids the difference between weak and strong evidence? We do what we always do in whole brain teaching. We get them to do it the wrong way on purpose. This is the pity pat clapper. That means I want weak evidence. Rule 1 is a great rule because it's the first rule. That's weak evidence. Rule 1 is a great rule because it's a great rule. That's weak evidence. Rule 1 is a great rule, here's the clapper, because it will save us time and we can learn more. So we want kids to get used to offering weak evidence so that they understand what strong evidence is. So if you're a kindergarten teacher, you say, give me a baby answer. If you're a 4th grade teacher, you say, give me a 2nd grade answer. You drop down as far as you can to model for them what poor critical thinking is. So, let's go over this again. We want kids to be able to distinguish between strong and weak evidence. If they can't distinguish between strong and weak evidence, they can't support their ideas. One way we do that is we have them use the pity pat clapper and on purpose give weak support, a baby answer, a 2nd grade answer if you're in the 4th grade, a 4th grade answer if you're in middle school. And then we use the because clapper. So they get a feeling for wrong way, right way, wrong way, right way. And we do this over and over again in whole brain teaching. The kids don't have a sense of the wrong way. They don't know the right way is right. They don't know why the right way is right. And here's one more point. We're going to do a whole program coming up in a few weeks on critical thinking. But I'm just giving you a Washington State preview. Here is the ideal pattern. Rule 1 is a good rule because it's the first rule. This is weak evidence because being the first rule doesn't make it a good rule. Now listen to me. Listen. Class is coming on. First, we get them to give lots of weak evidence, lots of weak evidence, lots of weak evidence, lots of strong evidence, weak evidence, strong evidence, weak evidence, strong evidence, until they get the idea. Then, we get them to give some weak evidence and do a because clapper explaining why it's weak. Then give some strong evidence and use a because clapper explaining why it's strong. They are then, I got to put the glasses back on just to see where I'm looking. They are then reasoning about their reasoning. Can you dig that? Reasoning about their reasoning. They're pointing out why weak evidence is weak and strong evidence is strong. Wow! That pushes them way down the critical thinking road. All right, my friends, I'll take a few questions. It is metacognition. Nancy and Kate Bowski, Susan, Nancy, my veterans, can you see that this is a new idea? We haven't had this idea before. Yes, Susan Floyd, I know you're going to be on with me. All right, my friends, just a short program tonight. And next week, we are going to do the writing game, part 1, and the week after that, the writing game, part 2. If you have some questions for me about the 2 new ideas I presented tonight, new stuff on the Super Improvers Wall, and new stuff on critical thinking. Coach, what is your other teaching personality? Daisy D, what is your other teaching personality? Yeah, next week, my friends, the writing game. It is a big, honkin', cover everything writing system. And the beauty of it is, it's modular. Can you dig modular? So you can take a piece here, and you can take a piece there. And it goes from teaching apostrophes to college-level essays. Divided into 2 parts. First part is giving kids lots and lots and lots of reps at micro skills, forming sentences, using active, not passive verbs. Second part gives them patterns for creating essays. Any questions, my friends? I'd love to come back to Union, Missouri. I had some talks with them about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They thought they were trying to set up something in October, but I haven't heard. Rhoda, you just be comfortable with your own mistakes. Rhoda, if you're learning how to play tennis, let yourself hit a few balls into the net and a few balls out of bounds, Rhoda. It's okay. Nancy, how's the red-green editing going? Trish, Indianapolis, we're working on Indianapolis, but there does seem to be a financing problem there. Maybe we can work out something. Kate, it looks like we're going to do October 5th in Delaware. I haven't told them yet, so keep it to yourself. I got to send off a note in a few days. Yes, Sweet Tech, can you make it? Well, that is cool, Liberty K. And Susan, you're going to send me the dates for the Missouri conference? We just had a special conference down in Texas, had 24 people show up way down in Lubbock. Molly O, I don't know. Molly O, what's the double O stand for? You're going to have to tell us before we decide if you can really come or not. Middle school ideas. Look at red-green marker. Listen, here's a middle school idea. Teaching challenging teens has not been available for download. We now have made it available for download, Teaching Challenging Teens. Can you check that out? Can red-green marks be a team star? Yeah, I think they could. But you know, I think, Buzzy, I think I would just say you need to have every paper with a red and green mark for a while. You don't want to have people be too successful. You always want to show them this is good, this could be better. Yes, Beatty, if you have a challenging teen at home, get that teen to read the book. What is Eric Jensen saying about whole brain teaching? Anything? I know he does a lot of brain stuff, but what is it about Eric Jensen that's make you think that you ought to do whole brain teaching, Santos? Well, kindergarten teacher, we like to make life easier for you. Yes, you do need a new scoreboard every day, Trish. He says it's the best. So Eric Jensen mentions whole brain teaching, Santos? Or he just says brain-based teaching is something that's a good idea, Santos. I'm intrigued. I know a lot of people go to his conferences. Jeannie Bashir's, oh, well, Jeannie, he mentions whole engagement, but he doesn't say whole brain teaching. Well, my friends, you got some questions for me? Liberty K, keep working on Indianapolis. We'll get back there. It's just fun just one night to chat with you guys. Weird thing to wake up in the morning, third week of August, and think, I'm not going to be in the classroom. That's why I had to show up here. I raced from the Seattle airport. Little Lambs, can you get me an invitation to Kansas? Liberty K, yes, it'll be me who's coming, just for Liberty K, whoever you are. No, Amara, no, we did have a conference in Vermont. Get us an invitation to New Hampshire or an invitation to New York. The key thing is that you got to get an administrator to contact us. We don't just drop in with a parachute. Kate Bowski, we want to use that because clapper all the time. I mean, there's so many uses for the because clapper. Get them going on, then start the pity pat clapper. For example, let's say you're doing a lesson on nouns, and so you could say, desk is a noun because desk is a thing. All right, my friends, I want you to fill in this blank. Blank is a noun because blank. I can hardly think of a lesson where you wouldn't want to use the because clapper and the pity pat clapper. Math examples. We calculate the area of a rectangle by multiplying the side times the base because calculating the number of squares up plus the number of squares across gives us the whole rectangle. See, that's pretty sophisticated reasoning there. So this is the right answer to this problem because, or we have to be careful of not making this error because blah, 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 blah. Get them to reason about the math process. The first step in solving this word problem would be blah, 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 blah because blah, 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 blah. The first step in simplifying this equation would be blah, 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 blah because blah, 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 blah. So how could this be turned into a game? The game is coming. We are going to link the critical thinking to the super improvers wall. And we gave a big hint about that, Ponzi, at the very start of the broadcast. Probably gave the whole thing away. But we will put it together for you in a week or two. I want to get some slides together on critical thinking. Any more questions or comments? Or yes, Buzzley, it's a weekly vocabulary word. Second meeting in Union. Lesson design and delivery, I think, would be great, and a critical thinking piece. The switch motion. Rhoda, I will right now. You say switch, and the kids say, uh-oh, switch, as if pulling down a giant switch. We like this because it's fun and it's also visual. Just practice having them say this, the uh-oh switch. Switch, uh-oh switch, switch, uh-oh switch. My friends, when I say switch, there shouldn't be a pause before you say uh-oh. That's good, Sweet Tech. You want to do more work with content in Union, we could do a reading and math conference, Beatty. We've got 6 conferences that we do. Or we could do advanced classroom management. We could go for about a month in Union, Missouri. We've got too much stuff to talk about. The reason is that we're all classroom teachers, so we sat down and said, what problems do we have? Well, we got the pencil sharpener problem. I could tell you the solution to the pencil sharpener problem, which I haven't talked about in several years, but oh well, I guess nobody out there is having pencil sharpener problems. Beatty, make it happen. Beatty, you got any pull? You got a pretty good. Oh, is that the solution, Beatty? Beatty got a pretty good superintendent out there. Santos, you, Daisy D, you 30 days left. Portable scoreboard, crayons, pencil jar in my class. All right, here's the deal. This is a big problem, though. First of all, here's the pencil sharpener. It's a big problem, though. Oh, Susan, everybody's having. All right, here's the deal. You've got to have someone in your life who really loves you. I know. That's a problem right there. But here's what you do. You get this person who really loves you to buy you a electric pencil sharpener, and you take the pencil sharpener out of the wall. Listen to me now. You take the pencil sharpener out of the wall. You have a big can, Susan Floyd, and on the front of the can is a red piece of paper. And on the back of the can is a green piece of paper, a big coffee can. You put the pencils, the sharpened pencils, in the coffee can. When it's a red piece of paper, nobody can get a pencil. When it's a green piece of paper, you turn it around. That means you can take your pencil and trade it for a pencil that's already sharpened. You see what I'm saying? Now, there's going to be kids who don't have pencils. But that pencil sharpener is such a problem, you don't want to have a coffee can, fill it full of pencils, trade your dull pencil for a sharpened one, red piece of paper, nobody moves, green piece of paper, one person can come up at a time and swap out pencils. Anybody tried that? Or just tell me that you love it, even if you've never tried it. Even if you think it's a wacky idea, just tell me, oh my goodness, coach. That's going to change the world. That's right, Ponzi. Chanson, try it. Oh, you got it from me, Sweet Tech. Well, Sweet Tech, thank you. Nancy, have you tried it? Kids eat the pencils. 30 days left, you talk too much. Listen, my friends, we all talk too much. So, what are we going to do? Look at the simple lesson plans and write out what you're going to say. Just write your stuff out. Mrs. Slayton, you can't log in. Well, QH Karen, you're going to have to use PowerPoint if you can't cover up too much wall. Tara said, I'm glad to hear that. Budsley, I want you to try it. Writing lessons out, Kate Bosky, makes a huge difference, even if you just shorthand the lessons. Question, what's a noun? Give the definition. Give example, give example, give example. Look at the simple lesson plans. If you know your stuff, and you know your stuff, few words in each box, and just remind yourself, say class yes, and do the teach okay, and then annotate the lesson plans. You put hands and eyes here, and scoreboard there. Also, we have written out lesson plans for you. Please go to wholebrainteaching.com and go to the free ebooks. I myself, me, Coach B, I wrote out about 300 lesson plans for you. But don't tell me you got lesson plan problems. Just use mine. You can claim you thought them yourself. Oh, couldn't wait to come back to school. You're right, Nancy, they do have a script. You know, I wish I could, I'm in a Super 8. I wish I could take this wall with me. I've been trying to get this nice shadowy effect for a while. But man, it looks good. Got the light coming over here from the side. Where are the plans? The plans are, let's just look at where those plans are, my friend. I'm going here. And if you go up here, after you register, right here under free ebooks, download kindergarten power picks, first grade power picks, second grade power picks, third grade power picks, and all of those, there's 50 or 75 lesson plans in each one of those. And if you teach a higher grade, look at the third grade power picks. There's plenty of stuff in there that your upper grade kids need. More questions for me, folks. It's just a casual night tonight. I'm kind of liking not yelling. Any more questions? Wish me luck tomorrow. Here's the deal. So I come to this motel. I think I'm in Evansville or something like that, Washington. I say, where's Mattawa? The lady at the desk says, I don't know. Now apparently I'm not far from Mattawa. But what's it tell you about Coach's difficulty tomorrow morning finding Mattawa if the lady at the desk doesn't know? You're right, Susan. You use kindergarten power picks with fifth graders. I would say maximum of about 2 a day, Daisy D. You've got 180 days of your school year. If you do 3 to 5 a week, you'll have plenty. Any more questions, my friend? I know, Nancy. You may have to send out search and rescue. Just remember I said Mattawa. Wherever that is, that's where I'm going to be. Purpose of the three-peat, I'd love to tell you that. Here's the deal. You say papers. They say papers, papers, papers. They say it 3 times as they're getting the papers out. You want them to say it 3 times so that everybody in the room hears. That way you don't have to say, get your paper out, get your paper out. You say, art book 34. They say, art book 34, 34, 34, while they're getting their art book out. When they have it out, it's like, ooh. Yes, Karen, I do have a GPS. But you know what? If you have much experience with a GPS, you know they can get fussy. They get a little fussy when you're way out in nowhere. Daisy D, here's my word for you. Practice as you do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. Just practice. Setting and breaking. Jenny, rehearse. Read the words on their fingernails. How did that work? Yes, Daisy D, you forgot the countdown, didn't you? I knew that. Daisy, I was looking in the window and I thought, oh, that Daisy D, she's not doing the countdown. She'll complain to me tonight. Did it, Sweet Dick? Give me some more questions. I'm just in a great mood, just relaxed tonight and helping you guys out. That's right, you use a stopwatch later on. That's right, Daisy D. I ducked down just when you looked over there. That shadow, that was me ducking down. More questions, my friend. Questions or comments? Casual night tonight. Next week, we're going to start the writing game. Oh, tap the number and it was fabulous. I see, yes. So look, here is, this is the ones place, this is the tens place, this is the hundreds place, this is the thousands place. Right here, that's a decimal point, that sort of thing. Jenny, I don't like to say this so bluntly to you with a million people listening, but you're going to have to face it, Jenny. Once in a while, hubby is right. I know. I mean, but it does happen. You know, like once in a while, you're going to roll snake eyes too. But once in a while, the guy's going to be right. Oh, Mrs. Picky, is that your alternate personality? What do you use to signal Daisy D that you're Mrs. Picky? When most are following Rule 1, you don't worry about it. 30 days left. You practice for a week or two, then you get the Super Improvers wall up, and then you tell the slower kids, you see everybody else getting stars? I'm going to be easy on you. All you got to do to get a star is get your book open a little bit faster. Let's practice. Hands on hips, is that it? Sour look on face. T7546, you don't want to goof? T7546, what is wrong with you? You don't want to goof. You're going to goof, T7546. Yes, you are going to goof. If I'm teaching you how to play tennis, you're not going to hit the ball in every time, okay? Lighten up on yourself. Is this a personality problem? It's your classroom. It's all right to goof. Do you want your kids all uptight about goofing? Just say, tell me it's cool. Get on with it. You with me? That's all right. T5, you know what? I'm giving you a 6-month goof permission slip. Go ahead, goof it up for 6 months. After that, no more. Yes. Anybody using whole brain teaching at home? Yes, Tulip 2. You should relax too. A lot of us are concerned about you, Tulip 2. You're uptight. You want to be so perfect. What do you say to the kids who are like that? You say, hey, cut yourself some slack. That was a gesture I just made up. Come on, Tulip 2. Relax. You're a rules person. All right. You want to be a stomach acid person, Tulip 2? Rules. Stomach acid. They work really well together. All right, 746. Thank you. Difficult teenager. That's right. Here's, I think, the best rule at home. Keep your dear family happy. You know? And anybody thought about using the Super Improvers wall at home? What do you think? Yes. Liberty K, the, the main thing to get straight, folks, listen to me. Don't obsess over the kids who don't. Not in the first 2 weeks. You've got other problems. Your problem is to get the kids who will to do it. Get everybody organized, organized, organized. Then you've got time. And you know what? There's some kids who don't want to talk to their partner. Use sockless hand puppets, or boys, have them teach their shoe. Liberty K, try it out. With little kids, you can use hands and eyes. You can use the 10-finger woo. You just say, kids, they should say, yes. And you can say mirror with them too. Teach your shoe, yes, Beatty. Kimmy, Rhiann, he might like it a lot. If you use a sports-themed wall and start him off as a rookie and tell him, you know what, hubby? I see 10 stars of improvement. I'm moving you up to phenom. My dear friend, who I married a while ago, you could be a starter someday. Just keep working on that improvement. That's all I ask your husband, is improvement at everything. Oh. Listen. Yeah, Kimmy, I fix marriages too. Listen to me. Listen to me, everybody. Listen. Here's the new hands and eyes. Anybody interested in new hands and eyes? I don't think you really are. Because I got a new hands and eyes. It's a small tweak, but it's a good one. I'm talking and you guys are just chatting there in the back of the room. Okay, Kate Bowski. All right, I got a couple people attention. All right, thank you. Here it is. You say hands and eyes, they say hands and eyes. They fold their hands and they lean slightly forward. When you have them lean slightly forward, it is so cool. You say hands and eyes, they say hands and eyes. Boom. And they lean forward. And hands and eyes, boom, like this, and they lean way forward. Jeannie B. Shears, you like that? The lean. Yes, Nancy. Nancy, what's slant? Nancy, we're giving away lots of new stuff tonight. Are we telling them too much new things? You know, we talked about the Super Improvers wall. We talked about the trick to critical thinking, and now we're even giving away the lean forward with the hands and eyes. Oh, I got another one for you. I got another one for you. You know what? I'm going to give you one. This is the best one. This is the best one I've had in a long time. I'm just going to wait. Yeah, another one, Beatty. I just got to wait for those girls in the back row. Tulip, are you paying attention now? This is actually one of the best programs we've had. I've been thinking up these new ideas. Yes, Susan, are you paying attention now, Susan? Susan, put your pencil down. Kate, you're feeling a little faint. All right, Budsley, listen. This is so cool. I'm just going to tell you guys, okay? Now, you know when we say oral writing, we say to Juan, I say, Juan, what's your name? And he says, Juan, and you do this, that means that's your cue for a complete sentence. So he needs to say, my name is Juan. Check this out. Whenever you say to the class a complete sentence, they respond in chorus with a complete sentence. So, If you say, is James and the Giant Peach a good book? They're going to say, yes, James and the Giant Peach is a good book. Would you like to get out early for recess? Yes, we would like to get out early for recess. Is the answer to this problem 14? Yes, the answer to this problem is 14. Or no, the answer to this problem is not 14. They respond in chorus to any question you ask. You see the beauty of that? If they're responding in chorus to any question that you ask, then when you ask the individual kid, they've already had this choral practice. And you don't care. Yes, same thing like this. You like that, Susan? Same thing like this. You ask a question to everybody. This means I'm listening for a complete sentence. Yes, Kate Bosky, I thought you'd like that. Why is this so good? Think about this. Let's say you're teaching kids how to hit the forehand and you have them hit a forehand one kid at a time, one kid at a time. Well, you're just getting one rep. But let's say you have 30 kids lined up and say, all right, all your kids hit forehands. And now 30 kids are hitting forehands at the same time. You are teaching complete sentence thinking. You get it? So let's say you ask a question like this. The question is something like, what is a similarity between book A and book B? And you do this. They say a similarity between book A and book B is blah, 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 blah. They're all saying different things. That's okay. That's a practice swing. So sometimes you're tossing tough questions out there. You're even doing this, which means give me another choral sentence. Or you can do this, start the next sentence with, for example. Or you could do this, include a because clapper in your next sentence. You see, we're wasting a lot of time because we're asking questions to the whole class. Every one of those questions could be complete sentence thinking. And you could use blow it in your hand. Liberty Cake, can you dig that? Speak louder. We don't even need a gesture for that 30 days left. We would just say to a kid, louder please. If this is your normal tone of voice and you say louder please, there's mirror neurons in the kid's brain that will mirror your increase in volume. They might not be as loud as you, but they will get a little louder. Baby voice, that's right, mouse voice, baby voice, none of that. Blow it in your hands. All right, so let's say the question is, what is the answer to problem 14? Blow it in your hand. Release. The answer to problem 14 is blah, 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 blah. They put the answer here, they blow it out that way, and everybody responds at the same time. Mattawa is 50 minutes away east on Highway 90, then south on the 234. Stutzman, I'm in Ellensburg. How do you know that? Are you going to be there tomorrow, Stutzman, or are you just helping me out with Google Maps? Example, Papa. For example, they're pulling an example out of the top of their head. For example, and then an air comma, zoop. I like bananas. For example, zoop, I especially like them with sugar in the morning on my cereal. Oh, I did tell you I was in Ellensburg. I wasn't sure I even remembered where I was. Yes, the air comma. And of course, when they finish the sentence, it is the air period. 30 days left, I'm sorry. All right, folks, we had a great little casual broadcast tonight, covered lots of stuff. I'm really not happy with you. Taking off my glasses, I'm not happy with you at all. You got me to spill the beans on so much new stuff tonight. Let's just go over it one more time. You can stay online and talk to each other about it. I spilled the beans on two really cool ideas on the Super Improvers wall. I spilled the beans on the pity pat because and reasoning about our weak sentences. I spilled the beans on the callback. That's the callback. And I spilled the beans on something else. I can't remember what else I spilled the beans on. Oh, Nancy, it worked out good, didn't it? All right, my friends, I have to say from the heart, I deeply appreciate your prayers. And you know how it is with family problems. So please keep the prayers coming. We had a little bit of light today. Oh, the lean forward with the hands and eyes. And the pencil issue. Got it, girl, you missed it. Lots of new stuff today. All right, my friends. Let's just have that roll call of places. It's so wonderful. Thank you, Nancy. Roll call of places. Where are you guys from? Let it roll down the screen. Thank you, Rhoda. San Antonio, Fairmount, Missouri, Columbia, Arlington, Texas, Palmdale, Milton, Delaware, Lafayette, Indianapolis, Pensacola, Dupo, Illinois, Louisiana, Canada, Pasadena, Utah, Woodbridge, thank you, Karen, Sydney, Nebraska, Delaware, Jackson, Missouri, Ohio, Fort Lauderdale. Okay, my friends, God bless us all. We will see you next week. What a fun time we had tonight just chatting. We should do this again. But next week, we'll get down to business with the writing game.